is war? War is the possibility that you will be shot, wounded, or killed. The possibility. A wound so great, only war could do it, or death so sudden, you didn't even feel it. It's just the possibility to be wounded. It's just danger. Mentally manufactured. The difference between war and weather is something that we tolerate, but no one is guilty of it per se. War is something we didn't have to tolerate because it never had to happen unless humanity decides to be uneducated. They didn't read their school books. They didn't follow their occupational political science. Nowhere in political science is it taught to wage war or to be simple-minded or docile with the lives of people who are making money and paying a price for decomposition, aging, and death. Should you ever institute a war? Unless someone became a sadist, a dictator, and there is no one like that on earth right now. So there's no need to fight a war. A war typically is fought because someone is reaching out. And if we let them spread like cancer cells, we'd all be without. Wars are not something you fight because the resources or I don't want to do this it's not a childish game. You don't present the opportunity to wound someone's life just because of the resources of the earth. Now, if an ideology came out and it was going on like Hitler for at least 5 years, and there were people who started following the ideology, that is how wars begin. Wars just don't uprise in Ukraine and across the globe. People are fighting wars, but there's no spread or possibility of thought transfer. People going in a direction that will be of what you might call deadly disposition. A lot of people thought that they could justify me suffering in life by saying, Nikki, there's a war going on in the world and you don't care about it. Let me break it down for you. The word wet, or rather, I'm going to say this, World War II, WW with 2 lines can be turned into WET. I stand on a wet floor every single day at my job. And while I'm on a wet floor, I'm threatened to be written up wearing an uncomfortable uniform. I have the pains of being food poisoned. I'm decomposing. I lost all my hair in FDA. My hands are dehydrated to unrecognizable. My face is scarred to unrecognizable. I'm in all kinds of temperatures. I'm using strength that I don't even have to take care of myself to clean up a mess I didn't have strength for customers. People race my heart rate up. They take it all the way down. I have to stand on my legs. All my bones are clicking, tapping and breaking and aching. My muscles are hurting. My body is deformed. I don't have any strength or time to rejuvenate. I don't have anything that I could do for myself. My hands are absolutely helpless to me. I have people complaining about a taste bud sensation while people don't even have gastric acid removed off their soul. I am always starving every single day. I never eat when I'm supposed to. I never eat when I need to. I never do anything for myself. I have to hold my pee and my poo in the whole time while I'm at work because I refuse to use a public restroom. When my period comes down, it drains and stresses my soul because it feels like an open wound in which blood is coming out tremendously, and there's nothing I could do but stand there like a fool and say, how can I help you? Instead of myself going home and resting until it's over. I get paid dimes and nickels to do it. I never use the money to live, and I don't even have the money to replenish the body because it's destroyed for the rest of the lifetime. FDA destroyed my body. Therefore, all the money I make is just going right back to the world. I never made a dollar. I'm just paying bills, but I don't get anything in return that a person would purchase, which is comfort, which I never have, and a preserved appearance, which I no longer have the chance to have. So I'm just paying the world the money that they give back to me, which means I never got the product. I never got the preserved appearance. I never had the comfort. All I have is a job. Labor turns to blood. I'm just constantly laboring, either for an entrepreneur or the blood, and I get nothing in return. I say this because wet floor signage and wet floors, are you fighting a war? What is a wet floor? The opportunity to be wounded if you're not a good soldier, careful, or to all of a sudden slip and have what you call a concussion and die, or if you're careful, to be someone who fought a war and you made it out of it. Wet floor turns into melt roof. Ukraine. I'm going to tell you a secret. I don't have to care about the war you're fighting because I'm fighting one as well. I am still fighting World War II. Wet. Slippery environment. Dangerous, bacteria and filled with toxic waste. Sticking my hand in a trash can behind customers every day. I've been working for FDA for 10 years. For 10 years, I've been fighting a war. When I catch the bus and it rains on me, I'm wet. I'm fighting a war. I'm in World War II. I'm being shot at. I'm feeling all the shell shock. I'm going through all the shock and the horror. You'll never understand why wet has a high charge. But when you're finally being electrocuted, I think the universe will spell it out to you. What it is this. Mentally manufactured pain is war. Wet floor signage is you mentally saying it's okay to be on a wet floor. World War II turns into WET, wet, slippery. Slippery means you may or may not fall. You may or may not live if you fall. You may be wounded, you may die. That's what the war is. A war is you may or may not die. If you get shot, you may die, you may be wounded. Wet floor. I've done everything I can about your wars. Melt roof. My plan is to break everyone's right ankle, linguini everyone's knuckles, erect everyone's tongue as hard as bricks, and electrocute everyone for all of eternity. Why should I care about the one war you're fighting when I've decided to destroy the human race for all of eternity so that you'll never be able to fight a war again? There's nothing left for me to dispute. If it's mentally manufactured pain, wet floor turns into melt roof. If it's universal suggestion of being in a bad situation, sun turns to sin. I'm finished. You cannot do anything to me because I've disputed the design, which is not mentally manufactured, and the possibility for people to do wrong and say that, oh, you're negligent about what goes on with other people, so we can be negligent about you. Oh, no, I'm not. You just didn't see how I do what I do. Sun is sin, wet floor is melt roof. I'm through. One is universal. I'm saying it's wrong. Let it go. The other one is mentally manufactured. I'm going to punish you for it because you did it to me, so I'm going to do it to you. You did your brain to me. Your idea of safety and my idea of safety is to electrocute you for all of eternity. So I'm going to do my idea of safety to you. And when you realize that someone else's idea of safety is just danger, well, you'll just be realizing that. There's nothing left to do. A sign does not protect me. Like me breaking your right ankle doesn't protect you, but it's going to do something for me. Like a wet floor sign made you feel like you was a legality of FDA laws. But for me, it was nothing more than flaws. Anyone who thinks that I've left anything out, give it a try. But I've disputed this whole projection from the time we're born until the time we die. And I want the whole human race to suffer eternally. I've said it 1,000 times. I'm not playing the fuck around. Because everything that I've done in this lifetime is something that I would never choose to do. Not even to think these thoughts to punish you. I cannot stand the human race, and I'm very disturbed that I have to even think this way. Though I appreciate that it's a condescending thought towards you all, I just wouldn't want to have to be put through the fall when I could be doing something altogether different overall. So just to let you all know, there is nothing you can show me that's going on in the world that I haven't already disputed and defeated. If you show me environmental, non-mentally manufactured situation, I've already said, go extinct to it. Shut down the maternity ward. If you show me mentally manufactured pains, I've already found one of those thoughts in FDA. And I'm going to electrocute everyone for all of eternity for the possibility for people to support such opportunity. The world is supported by human beings. The earth is supported by the world which human beings support. Because you all across this globe, do not dispute life on planet Earth. Each one of you are going to be electrocuted. I am the only human being that disputes this life and says that it's incorrect to do. And because I'm the only one who disputes it, then I'm the only one who ever shared and told the truth.